A ruby is the red variety of the mineral corundum. It is an aluminium oxide, which fiery red color is due to the coloring element chromium. The deep red color of the ruby has been fascinating humankind since the dawn of times. The word ruby comes from the Latin rubber, which literally means red. Now, if you think about it, the color red is strongly associated to all of our strongest emotions, like love, for example, or passion, but also anger and fury. Throughout history, ruby has mostly been seen as a positive gem. It has been seen as protective, bringing also courage and even power to its wearer. In Burma, for example, nowadays Myanmar, which is a very famous source for rubies, warriors thought that they would get invincible if they literally shoveled the ruby into their flesh. So here again we have this connection to protection and power, but also in some extent the link to the blood, which is also a strong association that has been made with the rubies for ages. Actually, in some legends, rubies were also believed to cure diseases from the heart, but also from the blood. Nowadays, in addition to its strong and obvious connection to the heart and to love, ruby is also known as the king of gems. And this probably goes back to the ancient Sanskrit, where they used the word Ratnaraj to talk about ruby, which means the king of gems.
We can basically distinguish two major regions where rubies are found. One region is adjacent to the Himalayan mountain range, stretching from the more western parts, or Tajikistan, Afghanistan, Pakistan, over Nepal to Burma and to Vietnam. These are all sources which are known since many centuries. In the case of Burmese rubies, even more than 1,000 years that they are found. The other major region is in Africa. These rubies are much older. They are between 450 and 650 million years old, and they are mostly concentrated in the Eastern African countries of, say, Kenya, Tanzania, Malawi, Mozambique, Madagascar. The difference is not only the age. I mean, the Himalayan ones being much younger than the African ones. It's also their appearance. The Himalayan rubies, they typically show an effect that is called fluorescence, and that is related to the geologic environment in which these rubies grew, which is a metamorphic marble-related situation. And these marble-related rubies, they have a low concentration in iron and a fairly high concentration in chromium. And this causes this fluorescence effect, which gives a nice inner glow, a soft, warm glowing within the stone that is really unique to these type of gemstones.
So the ruby, as we all know, is the king of the gemstones. And that's for us the most important gem that is in the world, and therefore we decided to use the king of the gemstones, the ruby, as a signature in all of our jewelry pieces. So what we do is each of our jewelry pieces has a ruby inside that symbolizes the king of the gemstones, the ruby. And the ruby stands for the fire, for the love, for the passion. And this is also why we decided to use the ruby. And it's in connection to our slogan, deeply inspired. It connects very much to it because it comes from the deep inside and inspires us throughout our beautiful jewelry pieces.
The term pigeon blood has been coined for rubies coming from the Mogok district in Burma, today known as Myanmar. The top quality range of these rubies, they exhibit a very specific color and other quality traits, such as a very high clarity, which kind of was over time demanding a premium in the market, and these were the most coveted stones among the dealers in the industry, but obviously also among the consumers. Now, The term pigeon blood red is of course, a color, so a distinct hue, a distinct saturation and tone of a stone, of this red stone. And it also implies certain quality traits, such as having an extraordinary transparency, such as having a very good cut so that there's no major window in, there's no extinction, and that the color is very lively and sparkling. Because it is the highest range of quality, it also implies that the stone must not be subjected to any kind of treatment, so no heat treatment whatsoever, no kind of clarity enhancement by filling fissures with oil. So any treatment would disqualify a stone from being called a pigeon blood red ruby.